Is anybody out there?
That's what I want to know. Tell us now, Joe, so we'll know how to act.
Let's see. Wait, 21 to 27. Yeah.
Only to know as much. So it makes me feel a little trouble. Something I don't feel very often.
Illusion.
Yeah, it's all an illusion.
Like your shoes do. Oh, shoes. I want to come through something. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Where's the
You want some snacks? Did you have dinner? I like leaving at 6. Just saying.
I agree.
I'll second that emotion. Third it. Anyone want to fourth it? Yeah, it just works better for my brain functioning. I'm just
I
saying
get
that.
tired of, especially if we get really gabby and the meeting's going till 8 o'clock.
All right, we can stop dabbing then. We can start.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready. It looks like it. Yeah, I think, can somebody check and see? Make sure. Let me check.
Sure. Yeah.
Cherry's our backup
Just check and make sure that
audio visual person.
Okay, let me get the link from somewhere. It's on the web.
it's on the agenda. Nobody else being invited.
The agenda. Is anybody out there or is it just us? The Word document hidden here. Oh, there it is.
You can see if you come in, I can invite you just to see that it actually works. But nobody else is hearing.
Because they're thinking it's 7. That's why. Or they gave up after 10 minutes.
Really? Was there something more pressing on the news tonight?
Yeah.
Because I'm working with the library.
Okay, you have joined.
Working with the what?
They are letting you know I'm here.
Is anybody else in the room?
There you go. Okay.
Here. You'll find this room. Yeah.
She
Okay.
wears many hats tonight.
Okay. So you can see. Okay.
I can see.
Excellent. Well, re-welcome. Welcome back. We started our board meeting and executive session at 4:30. We're now reconvening the meeting. I'll be at 15 minutes late, so apologies everyone for all the throngs of people out there. So we move on to item 3, public comment on any agenda items only. All right. Number 4, can I get a resolution for approval of the January 20th, 2026 meeting minutes?
I don't even know. Okay.
I agree.
I'll send you some.
Sorry, I wigged out. I still move.
Okay. All right. So
I so second. Second.
all in favor?
No.
Get our stuff together going here.
4:30. That's what's wrong with that.
Wow.
This will be a fast one. Reports.
Yeah, that.
Something a lot, didn't you? Said it to me.
No, we can do that at their discussion before we have during. Friends of the Library report.
Hey,
Welcome, Michael.
thank you. Well, our FOG group, the Friends Operating Group, has lots of enthusiasm and energy and ideas, and I'm getting sick. I'm joking, of course, but
He's an actor.
of course. Janine, who you had referred to me and who joined us but wasn't able to attend right away because she was out of the country, has returned with tremendous energy and enthusiasm and ideas. But not only that, she's willing to take on leadership role of the programs. She has working out wonderfully. recently I sent out acknowledgement, which a couple of you hopefully received by email, of donations or membership dues. And I also mailed out a formal letter for tax purposes to those who donated over $250 in the last few months. There were a couple. We solicited through Facebook new notaries to join our notary corps because Terry's stamp is running out of ink because she's doing so many of us. Because both Gail and I work most days, so Terry gets most of the requests. We had 3 people respond to the point of providing the information they needed to provide. And of course, I directed them to Terry.
We'll take care of that.
Hopefully is getting them onto our email group and the Google Calendar so that we can put them to work. And to celebrate that, there was a request today that Terry responded to.
Was that
As we were in the meeting, I
Oh,
was
okay.
responding to the request for notarization.
Uh,
What about the passports? I heard that they've now taken away from all the libraries, and now that libraries are fighting that. Have you heard any more?
Yes, there's,
I didn't.
no, I've read some news stories about that, and it's, they're fighting it.
Mm.
And hopefully, if they can reinstate it, it's for exactly for
Everybody.
libraries like us. It's for association libraries.
Did you see anything I saw recently? I think on Facebook of all places, something about an online process now. for
There
passport
are-
application.
Yes,
That's only for
that's only for
renewals.
renewals. You can do it online.
Yeah, I did it.
And
It was like,
submit a
Really fast.
electronic photo.
Right, right.
Yeah.
People were saying that was the toughest
Yeah,
part.
but
was getting
no,
the
this
paper.
is something that if we get back our passports would be incredible, because the news story talked about libraries who make
$20,000.
yes,
Yeah,
What was that?
a lot of revenue.
$1,000 revenue.
20,000 in revenue.
Why would the government give it back to libraries though? Why would they do that? They're not gonna do that.
Well,
What?
post offices are having a hard time doing
Yeah,
that.
post offices, our post office lost its certification 2 years ago. And
Government libraries can still do it only right now.
They're gonna take away.
That's
the
what they're
whole
pulling away
libraries.
from.
They're pulling that out too.
Oh,
So
well,
part of it.
well, then it's just going right to the government. Directly. Yeah.
because passport issuance is not a priority of this administration.
For sure.
Right.
We'll leave it like,
Okay.
Enough said,
Well,
President's Day.
Okay.
Another subject,
Sorry, Mike.
which the current administration has nothing to do with, museums.
Really?
Smithsonian's closed, no. We are examining several museum passes. And at our meeting, March 1st, we'll decide if we want to pursue any of these. And if any of these are of great interest to you, let me know, and I will share that with the other Friends members. We're looking at the Frick, the Guggenheim,
Yeah.
Olana, and the Westchester's Children's Museum in Rye. They're all a little pricey, so we probably don't want to.
That is a trip too, right?
It is, but some of our,
It's up near Hudson. New
it
York,
is Hudson, yeah.
It's nice though. It's beautiful. And that's great.
It is a popular one with libraries as you go north into
Yeah.
Dutchess and Columbia. It may just be too far to be practical for us.
How much
And
is the Frick?
I didn't bring that with me. I think 200, all of these were
Yeah.
200, 250. One was 275. The Westchester Children's Museum is 275.
The Children's Museum might be an important one to get just because.
So there's
we
that
have a
Children's
lot of-
Museum up north, closer.
There's one in Poughkeepsie,
Yeah.
the Discovery Center.
But it's the same distance to
Very-
drive.
It's the past to that, and then they got rid of the program
okay.
because they
Oh,
felt they were losing too much business. But as we were researching libraries, many of them still listed it in their museum passes program, which means either they brought it back or libraries just don't update their museum passes. That's not fun. Except for us.
Like,
I think if we don't have the Poughkeepsie one, then the one in Westchester would be a definite.
I agree,
Or-
even though that's the most expensive of the ones we're considering.
it is Rye.
It is, right on the sound. The best news museum wise, among the museums or museum-like entities I'd been asked to look into a while ago, which I reported back to our director were unavailable. I lied. The Bronx Zoo and the other Westchester Wildlife Conservancy entities, Prospect Zoo, Queens Zoo, New York Aquarium, they don't have a museum passes program, but they do have a 20% off option. I'm not sure yet. They haven't gotten back to me. They're very backed up, it says on their website. But there's some way we can get on their list and our patrons will be able to get 20% off admission. So that's something. And the Liberty Science Center, which you had thought the library you worked with previously had,
Right.
they don't have a museum passes program, but they do have a program where a library can register with that museum and anyone can go present their library card, or a family of four can present all their library cards and get $3 off the admission.
It's such a schlep.
It is, but it doesn't cost us anything to offer that.
Oh, then it's good.
So I'll assemble the info and get it to you so you can join the list. The funny part was when they got back to me, they said, and you're already on our list.
Well,
And I said, well, would have done that except for me. And they looked it up and they said, it was you. And
About something like this.
so I guess we did that and somehow lost it because it wasn't anything we had to renew.
now
So-
the thing is, I mean, I haven't, I don't know if I have a library card. I just do everything online. So what do you do if you don't have a card?
Well, you should,
Yeah,
put
yeah.
that over something. You should download them, that's the mobile app, and that, when
Oh,
you
okay.
click, when you open that, then
Oh,
you can
that's
say
right.
display barcode, then that's what it's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
don't have a card? Library card?
God knows where it is. I haven't used a physical card in years.
So we can get a little keychain one.
Before you
Terry's
move-
not gonna do that.
move away from museum passes, do we have a sense of their use and which ones are used and which ones are not?
I mean, they gave me a list of all passes and their use in 2025,
Thank you.
which was helpful but not surprising. Intrepid was one of the most popular. Boscoville, Storm King, and something else were next
I
in
love that.
popularity.
Jody is.
Everything was used at least once, some not as much. Putnam History Museum, for example, our group looked at and said, oh, this was only been used a couple of times, maybe we should get rid of it. And I said, well, we've only had it for 1 year
Hmm.
and it's only $50.
And it's
No.
Putnam.
It is Putnam.
It's Putnam.
It is.
Keep that.
So we're gonna keep.
Okay.
And maybe we could get the word out, promote it.
Absolutely. All of them, and maybe every month we'll do some posts about one in particular.
Yeah. There's a UFO kind of, spaceman one in it's Rockland or Orange County.
If there is one, it's probably a Pine Bush. That's the
Yeah.
UFO central for
That's
this part of the country.
right.
I've been told.
We have a
And there's a
festival, I
museum there.
believe.
I didn't know they had a museum.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll find it.
What would they put in a museum? What artifacts would they put in a museum?
Pictures probably, like,
They're all pretty- pretty good.
They're all the same white blotch.
well, I'm gonna have them. That can be fun. Get to look into it. Will be fun.
It's the Pine Bush UFO and Paranormal Museum.
Of course, it-
You are
Wow.
absolutely right.
The
I
X-Files.
know that Pine Bush has that reputation. Swell of the Northeast.
Right across the street from Larry's Chinese Restaurant and Bar.
Okay.
We should do a
This-
trip together. Very off topic here.
We are very.
I know all of you have this on your calendars. March 16th is Freedom of Information Day. And so we're not gonna take any great action on that. We talked about trying to assemble more sources of information that you can add to the website, but we decided we'll just promote the fact that all these things are available on the library website. So we'll do some Facebook posts leading up to that day. Big news, April 11th is Trivia Night. Our first of what we hoped would be a recurring thing, every other month, every quarter, but we'll see how it goes the first time. So April 11th in the new community room.
That's great.
Um,
At night?
yeah, 7 to 9, I'm guessing. Well, 7 for a start, I'm guessing 7 to 9. We'll have snacks, alcohol free. And there'll be a pub trivia night without the pub. And we're hopeful.
Are you gonna be the host or?
I don't.
Are you
think
gonna
so.
get a
I think
host?
Janine might be. She really grabbed a hold of this.
Okay.
I know that she's going to Gleason's on Wednesday. They do their trivia.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
I love
Yeah.
pub trivia, but I have a question.
Mhm.
So is there a charge for this, for the trivia night?
We have to discuss that. We've talked about it. We've gone all three ways. Yes, no, and a tiny one.
Is there a
$5
prize?
person.
Is there a prize?
We have to discuss that as well.
Well, if you have the feeding it in, and
Yeah.
you could have
Yeah.
a big prize that might.
That's a fair point. We figured at the very least, we could probably get some gift certificates either from our local restaurants or other local businesses.
I say charge them.
Mhm.
Like, I say charge them and you do like 125, cause it's teams, so you have to have something like the team gets, $50 to Pancho and Gringos. That's the extent of it, cause they have to share the prize.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I was thinking we might be able to use the little square tables for teams of 4. Let's spread it out a bit.
Well,
That's,
people usually like make their own teams
Right.
when they do trivia.
but we
so-
want to also encourage people to feel free to come on your own if you don't have a team and
Yeah.
join
Mhm.
another sad person. Um,
Lonely Hearts Club playing trivia.
You should charge, and you should have the donation thing out.
always.
No,
We always have that ready to go.
Okay, Freedom of Information Trivia Night and our bigger event for the spring, sort of the companion to the fall dinner fundraiser. It is the first annual, if it works, annual Putnam Valley Road Rail. A scavenger hunt through town, not timed, so no one has to speed. I don't like liability. So that is on April 25th, which, as we've discussed, is also Hug a Plumber Day. Worldwide malaria.
malaria.
Specifically,
So are we searching for malaria? What?
It's mosquitoes.
some of their smallpox at the Revolutionary War huts of Canopus Hollow.
Are you going to set up?
And soon to come to Chester, New York.
That'd be fun.
In addition to the road rally, as people return, the plan is to be having a picnic with a barbecue. And the last event not that there aren't other things we've discussed, the last event I wanted to report on is we're working on a tag sale for June. We haven't chosen a date or worked out a date in the library yet, but the Joyful Jumble, possibly under a different title, will be returning.
And you want some joyful jump stuff?
This is great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
you.
Wait, the leaders call, I gotta go, I guess.
You've held on.
Email on.
Art broke down, I think.
Let's see, the director's report.
I had a question about the
Yes.
ALA conference.
Yes.
Do you know what the costs are? You asked about it seeming pricey and is it affordable? We do have a budget for for travel and expenses.
Right. I mean, we do. I mean, I haven't really utilized it yet, but I was thinking that, this is like the biggest and best, in my opinion, library conference to go to because it's national. So I wasn't thinking that the library cover it all. I'm willing to contribute something also, but just like the registration alone is like $700, it's just really formidable to me
I don't know why you would have to cover it personally to go.
Yeah.
because that's a lot for us. Like that's like a big trip. Then you think about the hotel and
We drive back and forth every day.
Where is it?
Chicago.
in my car. I'm kidding.
To Chicago.
Where is it at?
Chicago.
Chicago. So I can't really,
Yeah, I don't think this is a personal expense. No company has people pay for their own expenses.
but we're
if they go to a
special.
Conference.
and
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I'm willing to contribute some of my own money because I think it's worthwhile, but I haven't really, the hotels look extremely expensive. So there's a lot of barriers.
What's the date on
End of June.
it?
It's like, yeah, last week of June.
Did you work up a specific estimate?
Yeah.
With
We'd love for you to go and
Okay.
feed
we
into it.
can,
So
we
there's
have
Yeah.
it in the budget, some.
a place to find the money.
I can bring peanuts and bananas to save on
Under the
costs.
beam,
That's true.
put up a little tent.
That's true. I borrow the tent from the library and things. And
It's warm enough in
hope-
June.
I hope they're getting entrance to the Obama Library for people for that. It'll be open by June, it's supposed to be.
Oh,
I
will
think.
be? Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I also had a question about the virtual court access network.
Yes.
Do you know what the site of it's gonna be in here?
It's supposed to be in the meeting,
Okay,
but they just had a lot of delays because this was kind of agreed upon like a year and a half ago. And then I got worried about the construction noise, but now that doesn't matter. So that's good that when they do come, it won't be loud. So
so
Yeah.
they're gonna have to, so they'll only be able to use it when the meeting room is not already booked.
well, they can make a
But that's scheduled
reservation.
Ahead of time. The cases are scheduled ahead of time.
So they would call and say, I
Yeah.
have a hearing at 2 p.m.
Mhm.
on March 3rd. Can
Right.
you accommodate me for an hour?
And we might not be able to if there's something already scheduled there.
Well, I mean, if we have advance notice, I think we
Yeah.
can. The idea is that we would try to accommodate them.
Okay,
We don't have, or don't forget the community room is going to reopen. So now we're going to be pushing programs back over there and not having them so much in these two rooms like we've been doing for 3 months. So
I've seen on the court access network, that the walls are generally bare. Is that gonna be a problem? Because our walls are gonna have constant.
plus they're gray. I mean,
You can blur backgrounds.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
So
yeah. So I don't know. I have to revisit that with them. I haven't heard an update honestly in a long time.
and
So
if you have a sign up sheet for this, you're gonna have like a sign up sheet or it's gonna be signed up online? Like, how will you know like that they're signed up?
I don't know. We never got that far because
Pam will let us know.
Right, I'm just saying if we have a sign up sheet here, like a paper sign up sheet that you're gonna keep track of, just put like a first name.
We have a
we
calendar.
have a Google Calendar. So if someone like calls and says like this woman had this little boy with Down syndrome and she called and said he's having an evaluation, can we reserve the room? So we just put their
Right.
first name and their phone number, we reserved it, and that's all. we
I'm
really
just
need
saying,
to
just
know.
like just have first names for people, like nobody needs to see anybody's last name. when
Right.
they're coming in for
'Cause
a
it could be
court date.
sensitive. Yeah.
Court date.
So yeah, we kind of, that hasn't really progressed. So
And doesn't work, so.
Okay,
Yeah, if you don't mind.
it's fine. I haven't had any meeting.
any other questions about that? About the director's report?
No, you're doing it. I like it. It's better every time I read it.
Oh, thank you.
Treasurer's report.
So for our Ameriprise One account reserve funds, this is the cash flow reserve fund. And the capital reserve fund, our yield for 1 year, since I don't want you to do year to date because 8 years after a new, I mean, the year is new. So it's 3.5%. So it's a cash, this is a cash sort of situation. So that's actually quite good. Our cash flow reserve fund is $272,661. And our capital reserve fund is $30,000. And in our managed account fund, which is our contingency reserve fund, we have 66,225. For that one, the yield is 9.93%, which is quite good. Our other reserve fund is the employee benefit accrued fund, and that's about $13,000. As far as our income goes, it's most is on budget or as expected. Our funding so far for this fiscal year is $435,856. Grants, we're $28,000 over budget for the fiscal year. Means we weren't planning on that money, which is good. We're about 10,000 over budget for the year. 22,798 donations, which is quite good. And we've actually budgeted for donations for next year. At the end of the year fundraiser, we budgeted for $20,000, hoping we can do that again. So our income, total income for the fiscal year so far is about $489,000. And that's good enough. So the expenses, most of it is on, as expected, or on budget. The equipment and tech was about 2,000 over for the month, but below for the year. That probably had to do with that room. Building and grounds, we were 13,884 for the month because of the trees. Under budget with the salaries and employee expenses, we're about 19,000 under for the fiscal year. Program expenses are under budget because we didn't have the other room for about 2,400. Materials and services about the same. Our total expense for this month was about $70,000. But for the fiscal year, we're about $19,739 under budget for the fiscal year. Do you want me to go over the budget, or is that a special?
The budget for next year,
Mhm.
For next year.
that's different.
Yeah, wait, let me just look at something. That's the budget thing. Okay, I'm done. Rest of it's all budget.
Sorry, committee reports, executive finance, executive and finance committee met to discuss budget, which is why the budget you see now is what the committee has recommended. We'll go more detailed into that in discussion. Facilities, I did not update it because I was Jody. I did not have a chance to update your report to facilities. That was landscaping. Anything on facilities?
Question.
Yeah.
About whatever the leak was in the front of the portico over the porch. When
Leak.
The, you know, where the return bin is,
Oh,
it
Oh.
was blocked off,
it's an ice dam that,
right?
yeah. It-
But I saw it like when it was happening and it looked like the top of the roof or the gutter was hanging down. I don't know if it needs a repair or not. That was my question. Okay, because, I mean, everybody has ice dams and that's extraordinary.
We didn't have any interior leaking, so that's good.
Yeah.
It was just,
It looked
it
fine
was
now.
dripping
Yeah.
and freezing and melting
Yeah.
and freezing and
A lot of nothing.
Like we were really like going out there every 20 minutes and trying to take care of it. And then it was like, we can't spend a lot of time taking care of this.
No,
So we had to block it. It was just very dangerous.
it was just one day too. That looked like that, but it's.
yeah,
Okay. I just wondered if there's something wrong with it.
there's no interior problems that we know.
So I feel good. I see. I was just thinking, it's done.
One thing I was gonna mention about facilities is I did kind of rework what we were planning to do this year and next year. And I kind of moved that around a bit. Jason, construction Jason, as opposed to handyman Jason, said that we have to do something about the kitchen's insulation. So I kind of moved that forward a bit because we keep having a problem with the frozen pipes. So at any rate, I did rework that a bit. I put it back into the
Plan.
the whatever that's called, the Google thing that I don't like. So if anybody's interested, we just need to get all those ducks in a row for when we do the 259. Reason I'm bringing it up.
Leslie, I can't remember, we are gonna need heat tape put through our gutters so that the ice dams don't happen again. Would that be something that is viable to be moved up?
The truth is we have no money. So no, we can maybe do it if we get, if we can raise money. But I don't know how much that would be, but my guess is it would be a lot.
What is a heat tape for a gutter? Is this a solar powered thing or do you plug it in somewhere?
No, they're plug-in. So, the problem is that the gutters can fail and fall off. It's tape that is installed. There's specific hooks. It's something that is handyman viable. As
We can
opposed,
look into it and see how much it would cost.
Uh-huh.
And I think, it's hard to say.
Jason
Until we
could do
know.
that. Jason,
Yeah.
handyman Jason.
Handy,
He just,
Well, and then I think we're not gonna, hopefully February will be the end of the horrible weather and be able to pass it over until better weather and then install it, because right now it's
can't do it.
kind of too late. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
a summer job.
Yeah.
so
Right.
We'll just have to look into how much that would be.
Long range planning, we did not meet, but I have survey results from from the survey, which I will share when we get to that. Development committee, we need to meet. We haven't met recently since 2 meetings ago, so we'll do that. That's going to be a big focus moving forward. Landscaping, Jody, as I was saying, I did not get your update into this meeting, but if you want to say anything, you can.
Sure, we had a really great meeting. Ginger brought a plan, so that we could think about our landscaping in terms of both a people-centered aspect of like pollinator gardens and accessible design, and a sustainable stability aspect and safety. We decided that we're going to divide the year into quarters and have a spring job that we do. And for the landscaping committee, and we decided that since our hillside on the parking lot is stripped, it needs to be that erosion control there is the smartest way to go. And our dream is to, I know that I can get more cinder blocks from our community, but our dream is to really chunk it off into sections, and ask the community to come and help us for specific small periods of time, and or to give us native plants, inkberry and such. And I think it's a way that we can utilize help, and bring some excitement and beauty to the.
one
There's
thing
a
we
lot.
did talk about though, about maybe terracing the parking lot on the other side. I looked at the hill. That's a daunting task to terrace that, because it is so steep and it is so full of boulders. So I think we might have to rethink
Well,
that plan.
maybe we should meet,
We should meet
because
about we don't have to talk about that
because
now.
when I was considering terracing, it was a small course of terrace. It was a beginning.
Yeah,
So we should definitely meet about that. You know, so we divided the area into the hillside by the parking lot, the hillside behind the library, the hillside over by the garden, the forest hillside, the ravine, and the garden. And we're just looking to be able to make as big of an impact as we can with the resources that we have, which are small.
Dividing it up into sections like that.
yeah, doable.
And it's easier to conceptualize what needs to get done.
And we'll see. I think it'll be more satisfying to see
Yes. You have a discrete.
progress.
Yes, exactly.
The other thing that happens when we talk about sustainable landscaping too, it starts to creep into facilities. We want to keep separate from facilities, because removing trees that endanger the building is actually more a facilities concern than it is landscaping. So they kind of interact, but you have to keep them separate because it's two different expenses and so on sections.
So when you do see the report, you'll see all the information about the different aspects of library landscaping.
Thank you. Nominating, it's not at this point. Okay, board discussion. Budget, which is fun conversation.
May I ask a question, or do you want to start?
Go ahead.
The difference between the different, increments for percentages that you really turns out not to be a very big number at the end. So why not go high?
Well, I have a thing to compare it, so I
Yeah.
can go over that
Okay.
with you, with us.
These extras.
So the, um,
Does anybody need to print one out?
this is the comparison, but I did a printout of what would be the 6%. But what you have in your folder includes the full budget, and you can take it from here.
So when me and Jackie and I did the budget, we just looked at 5% and 6%. And then someone asked me today to do a new one, and I did. So at any rate, I am not sensitive. So
And their initials are JOE. I get it.
LOL.
anyways, so I made a comparison because looking at a bunch of numbers is difficult. The thing about our budget is it's pretty much, we don't really have a lot of wiggle room with the salaries alone. That's most of our budget, and it's non-negotiable. I mean, it's not like we can just say, oh, sorry, we're not paying you. So the only thing that we did add, if we get at the 5% or 6% or 7%, was to add extra hours on Wednesday mornings, which would be about $3,000. I will note that the actual amount it's going to cost for us to do the salaries is going to be $24,800. That's to give everybody a raise. And we won't even make that much if we only ask for 5%. We only get 24. So that won't even cover salaries. If we do the 5%, it does cover the salaries, but very
But that's it.
no,
then.
then we have another, yeah, well, not really. I mean, we it's 29 versus 24, so
Okay.
there's, about $5,000. So, for that $5,000 I'm going to start with 5%. So if we go with a 5% for votes, basically it would be the same for all of the different budgets except for buildings and grounds. So we had to add some new line items, for instance, the tree line item, and the end of the year fundraiser, which gives us another 20,000. So that's why we can, even if we go with the 5%, we're not completely in the hole, because we are going to assume, or whatever budget, that we're going to make $20,000 as our end of the year fundraiser, which we did not budget for last year. So that's why we have a little more wiggle room than you think we would. So the extra money would go to tree, and we also are going to start an audit fund line. So every year we'll put $5,000 into that budget line. And then by the third year, we'll have the $15,000 it costs for a budget. I mean, for an audit. And we did save money on insurance, thanks to Jackie. And so the bottom line is, if we go with a 5% vote, we will end up being able to pay for our salaries, but we will not be able to save any money for contingency. We won't have enough money to service the loan for our construction. I mean, we really cannot go with 5%, is the bottom line. And I know that's a problem. If we don't get any money at all, we will be really underfunded. We won't be able to fund the ebooks that we are contractually obligated to fund. We will not have enough money. We will not have enough money. So if we go up to 6%, though, it's a little bit more breathing room, because then it's for each percent, we get about $5,000 more. So if we go up to 6%, we have 29,000. So we can cover our salaries. We can cover the increased hours. We'll have more money for our buildings and grounds, and we will have about enough money to service the loan. We'll talk about the loan in a minute. because we are going to put more money toward the construction, the community room that we, from the mayor prize. So the difference between the 5 and the 6 is in this white line, which is, so it's $5,000 more. 4,000 of that's going to buildings and grounds, which will help service that loan, and put $1,000 into the contingency fund, because we are wiping that out, the capital. So now if we went up to 7%, of course we'd have more breathing room, but I think there would be, I don't know.
Can I stop for a second? So this somehow has passed me by. I wasn't aware there was a loan.
Yeah, for the construction.
So the plan was a third
From whom did we borrow the money?
of the construction.
From
Aphrodite.
We borrowed the money from Aphrodite.
Yes.
Oh, I see, you're self-funding.
So the idea was a third. So a third would come from our dollars that we have, a third comes from the grant, and a third would be financed.
But we're going to revisit that,
But we
because we can't do that. We're gonna put more money toward it. So, so let me just go back to the 7%. So the 7%, we would have, another 5,000 from it instead of 6%, which we would mean we put that toward our buildings and grounds. So it'd be, of the 5,000, 4,000 would again go to buildings and grounds, and another 1,000 toward our capital fund. So we can do 5, we can do 6, and we can do 7. We can discuss that. Now going to and the reason we're able to do that, like I said, just to reiterate, because I said that, we can't even fund the salaries, but it's because we have this this end of the year fundraiser, plus we saved money in some places. So, that's why we can do that. Now, before we were going to do that 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, but we cannot afford that. So, we need to put more money toward this is my opinion, we need to put more money toward, from a merit prize, basically wipe out our merit prize, not the money that we have in there that comes from the, from the taxes, but the money that's left in the capital fund, and there's spillover from the contingency fund. And that spillover, according to our policy, should go back into the capital fund. So that means we can get another $36,000 from a merit prize. Plus, we're going to get another donation, and then that would bring us down to us owing total before the construction grant, which is who knows where, but we discussed that they lost all the paperwork. That goes down to 88,000 that we owe. And then with the construction grant, the first one would be about 65 and a half, which means we would then owe only 22,730. And then when we do the second construction grant payment, we'd be down to about $15,462 plus the change orders. So we'd be about less than $20,000 that we'd finance. And then that would mean that when I did this, I just did it on the 15th, but it wouldn't be that much different. So that means we would pay out about, where am I? 6. Well, I wasn't sure about the percentage, so about $600 a month, and that would be for 2 years. And so the yearly payout would be about $8,285 to about $8,500, and that we would be able to get if we had the extra money from the budget vote. That's when I said that would service the loan. So we'd be good. And the total interest for that would be about $1,500, depending on the percentage. So if we did it without the Ameriprise money and without, that extra money and donation, we would owe way more money than we could afford. It would be like $40,000 a year. So forget it. Can't do that, in my opinion. So that's where we are there. So if that sounds, and I did check to make sure we have enough money to pay all of our bills till the end, until we get their next, next year's money, and we do. So,
Does everybody understand what she was
just,
explaining?
I know I'm
But I
talking fast.
No, but the thing is, I think a big piece of this is somehow when we go for the vote, the community has to understand how we're pinching pennies.
Yeah.
It's such small amounts.
Mm.
It's not like we're wasting any money at all. We're just barely making it.
Even
And
if we
there's
ask
gotta-
for 7, it is really
It's,
nothing.
but there's gotta be a way to make people, hopefully, to advertise it in such a way and communicate that they really understand where most of the money is salaries, nothing is wasted,
Mm.
and anything else that we do is for the community. It's not like somebody's lining their pockets. Every time somebody talks about taxes and loses their mind over it, it's ridiculous for us. And so I'd be glad to work on a advertising committee or a group to find a way to really communicate how desperately we need the raise for our budget for this next.
And everybody knows that
259.
everybody's costs have gone up. You go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're no different. I mean, everything costs more. So,
Maybe we should start now to start to talk about it and get the information out there that we're just, we're right at the line of pass or fail, so to speak, in terms of the library existing.
So it seems to me like there's two different strategies, and I have no idea which is better. But one strategy is to really to emphasize, I wouldn't use the word desperate, but emphasize the urgency and put it out there. The other is to
point out what we've done. Yeah.
well, I think in any case,
Mm.
that's not an either. Or. Absolutely, we should be proud of what we've done. But the other is to be more low key and matter of fact about it, right? So there's a school budget vote every year. There's a library budget vote every year. Don't make it controversial. Make it normal.
Mhm.
Well, we've talked about that, and yes, that's really true.
Had as much controversy as we did.
No,
you know,
no, not at all.
Yeah.
It was quiet.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the question becomes the amount, right? We could easily justify a 20% increase. There's no way we get one. And I think psychologically, 7 is out of range, only because I don't know why. But I think 6, which translates into about 6, the average impact for a household would be at $6.
Yeah, so I think
An
that,
additional $6.
I think you can sell 7% as well, because
No,
people saw
But
what,
it,
the increase that they had this year, which was $5 approximately. And to go to, $4 more dollars, they're not gonna care.
Well, what's $7? If it's 7%, how many dollars?
I
does that-
sent you that, but I didn't do so.
No, if we do 7.
Well,
Right.
I just
No,
wondered
I
how
just
much
don't
that
know
would
how
be.
much
Right. I mean, it'd be probably another $2 or another $1.
no, but what was it?
I think with
that
every, I
was
think with 5%,
$45? It was $45, right, last year?
On the average home?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
3,
yeah, I'm working on
Average
the
increase.
increments. I'm working on, in my mind, the incremental difference. So the average is $6 additional to what they're paying now,
oh, yeah,
Mm.
that's,
which is 45 cents a month, something like that.
yeah.
$6 a year. You
Even
need
with
to
7.
be-
$6 a year increase to improve your library. Yeah,
And we need to be very specific about it. $6, what, a year, a month, so.
Right.
right, break it down.
I'm
'cause that
just
helps people
concerned, I mean, people will listen to the thing that they want to keep, will grab onto the thing they want to hear as their objection. And I'm not, the idea that 7% just hangs out there. So it feels like a bigger number than 6. I mean, I know it's only a $5,000 difference across the community. But I just,
But I think that what they look at really is the school district increase. And that, they choke on that, and then what they see our numbers and they go, oh,
well, but except they don't
One would
see, they see the school district as is typical. They'll be talking about,
right.
3% increase, and we'll be double that to 6. So,
But only if we talk about what it will cost you, average homeowner.
right. So, I mean, it's about managing the narrative on that piece.
I just feel 6%.
The message
I don't,
is
it
that
just,
additional $6 or, whatever we're asking you for is gonna give you so much more,
Could you
I mean-
equate it to a dollar amount, like 7%? We're asking for $34,000 more rather than 7%.
Oh, absolutely, that would be how I would frame the narrative, but people are gonna grab whatever piece it is. And I wouldn't, I mean, I remember a year ago, we were not even thinking, there was an argument about not putting it up at all, and then 3% might be too much. And I understand, because we were at 4, we did a 4% increase last time, this is a 6. Well, we're talking
Did a
about a
5
6.
last time.
So
5%.
what
Yeah.
beside the average, do we use
It's
450?
419. It's in between
So
4,
let's say,
450.
I think we did 450 last time. So with a 5% increase, it will increase by $6. With a 6% increase, it will increase by 7.
Yeah.
And that's rounding, theoretically.
Right.
That was, the rounding was the issue, but,
So
I didn't want-
$7 sounds fine.
that's a 6%.
That's 6%.
So I guess 7% will be another dollar. So there's-
Yeah.
I mean, really,
Every percent
Yeah.
is like, essentially.
so,
And it's, it's, what I wouldn't want to do is put at jeopardy the vote in total
Right.
by jumping too far.
That's right, that's always the
You know,
question.
and so we're just
I'm not afraid of 7% is.
Well, but
That's what
if,
I'm saying.
if we take the logic of, we should simply have a vote every year, we should have a budget vote every year, which I think Rebecca really convinced me that makes sense, it's normalized. Then there's less of a stake in making it 7 this year as opposed to 6, because we'll also then put an increase the next year and the next year. And what we don't want to do is create a pattern
Of going up every.
of
Or failing
of failing.
of a failing vote.
But failing. I mean, I agree. And it's crazy. I agree that 7 sounds scarier than 6. It's irrational, but there it is. It's a odd number. It's kind of pointy. 6 is, I don't know.
Well, I hear what you're saying.
Right.
Lucky 7, okay?
7% solution.
Really
Yeah.
rational, and if you made a logical argument, you would win. And I let go of that a long time ago. So, to me, it seems to me that if we keep in mind that we can ask for a budget increase each year, it's less disturbing to ask for 6 instead of 7.
Well, I will add also, because I did the math to see where we would be as far as funds per capita with a 5 or a 6. We still are we're the second to last. Doesn't matter. The Kent is at 44. If we went up to a 6%, we'd be at 44. Kent is the third to the last. So the only one who's worse than us is Brewster, who are going, I think, this year for a big bump.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that somewhere.
To them.
Yeah, but if we just said $7 and not 7% or whatever the dollars is, the dollars sound like nothing.
But
They
they'll
sound like a
they'll
cup
do
of
the math.
coffee.
They'll do the math.
Nobody's doing the math.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Oh.
That one lady, she's always doing
Yeah.
math.
Right, maybe that one lady, but nobody else.
And it's there for everybody to see all the parts
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
They know.
We-
But I'm
do we
just
have-
saying, we won't even get up to, we will not move up in lists. Second to last, we will not move
In
up.
terms of how much our library budget is.
Yeah,
That's the
Per
per capita.
capita.
fund.
we know this about the other libraries. They don't care out there about the other libraries.
No, they don't.
About how we,
But it's just that,
Compare libraries to other libraries. I think they do. They do with school budgets. Woof.
Do we have the
really-
luxury of waiting for the school budget the school district to decide what they're going for?
No, well, no, they will adopt after we have to. And we need to adopt by next meeting.
Okay.
And also it needs to allow us time with the right number, go get our signatures to get on the ballot. So we only have a short amount of time from our voting on it to our putting it out. We could, if we felt comfortable with voting on a budget,
I'm
with,
to go
just
6.
gonna pick the number.
is everyone.
Is
prepared to
Leslie
vote?
happy with 6?
yeah, I think
You're happy?
I would
I'm
rather
happy
have
with
7,
6.
but
I would push for 7.
I vote for 7.
Yeah.
I'm for 6.
I'm for 6.
6.
Type.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 5 6s and 2 7s.
6.5.
Let's make it good.
That's funny, we can do that, why not? It's still $6.12.
That's $2,500, right? 6.5 would be another $2,500. 67.
Yeah,
It's an idea.
yeah, that's good. And it's sort of in the middle of where we 6 to 8 or 6 and 3. I do foreclosure on more than it's fucking.
Really?
I'm for 6.5.
I hear 6.75.
Well, the issue is if we do those numbers, we'd have to do some math to be able, if we wanted to adopt it.
Okay,
Um,
so say with.
So if it's either 6 and 7, we don't have. I do have the resolution together for 6. I had it just in case. 'Cause I didn't think we were going to be able to vote on it today, because I think we'd have discussion. So that's
Sooner is better, right?
I
yes.
mean, I'll live with 6.5.
It'll change what this number is just by $2,500 here.
Yeah.
If you do 6.5,
I'm concerned with 6.5.
How much is that in dollars?
$2,500 total.
No, in terms of saying it to a person, like, when we get even the signatures on the petition, I say this costs $5 more a year. This is what I said to every single person who asked to sign my
It'll still
petition.
be about 7.
$7?
It'll still be 7.
Okay, will you
It'll be
sign my
$7.
petition?
This sticks to be between 6 and 6.5 is still going to be the same range, especially if we round down.
Can you spare one,
So it'll-
one latte for the
It'll be-
library?
$514,500.
Instead of 512.
Is it worth it for that? Why don't we just stay at 6%?
I'm just concerned about.
Yeah,
getting it
are we
voted
really
through.
gonna be able to do the expanded hours at 6?
6% on.
Well, that
At
and
6, it just
But
carries.
then we have increases, mandatory increases in salaries.
Right.
This is really tight.
Very
And if
It'll be-
something happens,
So
we're
tight.
screwed.
6% is extremely tight.
What if we don't get it?
Then we're.
Then
We have to hope that
we
we
have to
will.
cut
We
that
have to
at that
hope that
point.
we
We're
will.
going door to door with cups.
I mean, just in terms of the vote, I'd like to set us up for success.
It's possible if the school vote, people are just gonna vote across the board. If they're gonna vote down the school board, raise or whatever, they could vote us down. They could hold their vote again, and can we hold our vote again?
No.
I get one chance.
But they can't.
We're all in
Take
that. But we have had different, it has been different.
The differential is slightly different. When you look at last
Yeah.
year's vote, the differential is slightly different. Actually, the library did a little bit better than the school did.
How many
Right.
So we didn't have the animus that they had with their capital campaign,
Yeah.
capital thing.
I don't, what was our margin? I don't
What was our
remember.
margin?
Percentage
Do you
margin.
remember?
I have it.
Of course, they for it.
Yeah, it's true. You know what? Nobody's voting against the library. They're really not.
Well, and remember, it's mostly parents. Parents, even if they don't want to vote for that school budget.
Yeah.
They want to support us.
Remember
They
that
do.
time we were like 5 votes? Was that good?
Well,
Let's not feel our oats too much, right?
Also a lack of, advertising, not
Well,
advertising.
what I'm saying is.
Awareness.
Explain what.
It was very charged because it was the first.
Mhm.
It was the first. It was a change of modality. People were concerned that we're going to double dip into town dollars and these dollars.
Yeah.
So I mean, there were one-offs there.
And we have a beautiful room, we can show it and say, this is
Show it
what
to
we're
them.
doing. And
Yeah.
we've got all the HVAC. I mean, we've got a lot to show.
Yeah, but
Right.
I think we should raise the price for renting that venue, for the room for a venue.
Yeah, we discussed that
But what we
briefly.
point out is we're not using the increased monies on luxuries. This is stuff that is needed, that the community needs.
Still with my.
I'm with you.
Right.
So I'm agnostic, even though I think 6. If there's a majority that thinks 7, I'm going
Well, I
with
keep
7.
changing my mind, so I don't think I'm the nice there.
Do we hold another
6.5.
6.5 or 7? Or do we hold another 7 and if it fails, do we vote on 6.5?
I'm
As opposed
to-
okay
have a
with
secret ballot.
6.5.
Who wants 6.5?
Sorry, oh,
As opposed to 7, you mean?
yeah,
Are you gonna ask for 7 after
Who
that?
wants 7?
I would go 6.
Oh, the
Since
six
it
is so
sales, I would go with 6.5.
All right, say it again.
Panic.
Let's do this right now. 6.5.
6.5.
unanimous.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so
We
we
need to
have to
change the
read
number.
It's unanimous.
Unanimous, yes. So
Exactly.
what's the number?
6.5.
6.5.
No, what's the number?
Oh, it's 514,500.
1, 4, 5, 6.
514,400.
400 or 500?
500.
514,500.
I don't know.
We're on television. Let's not.
I actually don't think we need to do it again. I'm gonna add some to the contingency and then the rest all to the buildings.
So then, but does the budget still stay 618 or does it go up? If we raise that, is it still gonna stay 618 or we're gonna make the total budget go up?
The total budget will go up.
So what's the difference there?
It'll be 25,2,500.
So,
Just add them.
I have to do math. What's 618,000 plus 2,500?
You wanna con-
6,
so good.
2, 3, 500.
My brain-
Right?
618 words.
618 and 2,500 is 623, 500, right?
623, 500.
Is that correct?
620.
I just want somebody to check my math.
I got 624,466.
514,500. So we increase 8. Oh my goodness. 618,000 plus 25.
I don't know where that 618.
You're starting at 621.
Oh, sorry, 621.
Yeah, so it's 624,466.
Doesn't it
Six,
change automatically?
24,
Put it in.
666.
Yes, but it's just not in Excel, but yeah. Nice. Good jacket.
That's the total.
Nice to see you, Mike.
466.
644.
I love
Oh,
Sorry, folks. If we're going to be voting on this, I have to make sure to get the numbers right.
So you want to give me the
So
wording of the proposition here, so.
I'm going to read it.
Okay,
I had that fully read.
very good.
And then I will give you the document. I'll add that into the file. We need to do a few things financially as far as we need, because this is not on the agenda, so we need to make a resolution to add this to the agenda, and we need to make a resolution to add the other fees to the agenda as well.
So we can start making a simple budget from that and pie chart. There we go.
The resolution, do you want to add it to E or do you want to just resolve it right now?
I'm gonna add it into the 6. So this is the language typically used to do a transfer.
Mhm.
Is it coming from here or is it coming from here?
No, come from there. And it'll
So
be, I haven't even asked Tyler about this yet, but we can do it certainly. Okay, so the amount would be 36224.
from capital reserve to general fund.
Yes. And then we will then
And then we
have,
can,
Aphrodite give us a bill for I'll go over that with Jackie, and then we'll give them the money for that, and then if the construction, when this construction grant goes, we'll get a bill for that, and then chop away that.
are we authorizing that payment now?
We are authorizing
And how much is it that payment?
That-
That amount?
that amount,
Okay.
plus, do you want to do plus again? Or that,
Well, we don't have it yet, right? But we can have it by the time we.
that, yeah,
It's
Gonna be
25 for that,
44
percent.
degrees tomorrow.
20?
So happy.
You tell me. 25.
Like,
But no.
I'll get
Yeah,
that to my
To authorize,
plans now.
transferred to.
Like, that's why my wood.
so that's
Yeah.
gotta be
Point.
25, right?
Right, and that would be to pay Aphrodite that amount, once we have the bill.
So confirm that number is right. I need nobody else. I don't want to make the wrong number. Sorry, everybody. I know this is exciting television. Nobody's watching.
Is there anybody there?
No.
And you have one.
Yeah,
person. Did you get it?
Yes.
Yes, you count.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, $61,224.
61. See, that's fine.
Oh my God.
I had 51. Yes, I discussed, yeah. Math. Only the president, you're the treasurer. So this, no, so.
Okay, I see him on the camera.
So we're gonna pay that.
Right, okay. I just wanted
Yeah, I think that's again.
So. Very well based. I think these are very well
I have to read you.
Well baked things.
It's not on the bingo card. Okay, so I'm sorry, folks. Just housekeeping stuff. Then, can I? Well, that's for discussion. Once we get to new business, we'll make the resolutions to add new.
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Okay, so we discussed the budget.
The one thing that we didn't discuss is I told you my idea about taking the merit prize. Is that A-okay for people?
Yeah.
Okay,
Did we need to do a resolution for that?
that I've got 3 set up, teed up
That's
for
the
us to
math
add.
that we're doing.
That's yeah.
Yeah, saw the burning over here.
The white smoke. This is okay. So then we have just still board discussion. The community room construction updates. There's a few change orders that are one change order that in there, and I have a new one that we got today, which let's do it at any time. The room is we're waiting for our CO, correct?
Yes.
In the mail.
Yeah, so hopefully tomorrow.
But if you've been in there, it looks amazing. And secondly, don't let the light put you off. The replacement
picture?
light is here. There was a light that was there.
Didn't work.
It didn't work, so we had to get a replacement.
Wait, so the light in there is not staying?
Well, there's supposed to be a set of 2.
There's another.
And there's one of them that didn't work, so we're replacing it. So it's not. But it's looking really great. I mean,
When can we have people in there now?
When we get the CO.
Well, we're gonna start having programs after March 1st because we still have
Okay.
some things of our own to take care of, and there's a couple tiny little bits and pieces that aren't done. But
Okay.
mostly it's 99%.
and get the stuff out of the thing. A lovely trailer in the parking lot, which is probably covering a big pothole right now.
It's actually not covering potholes.
I know we should move
Yes.
it down a little bit.
Yeah, in hindsight, we should have just put it down there.
Yeah.
Protected it from the plows.
Right.
Community conversations update. So this we can read. I mean, I guess it's kind of silly. This is nobody watching, but somebody might watch another time.
That's correct.
So I included this in the summary, or it's in the board folder. So this is the result of the survey, not the result of all the conversations. So I figured I'd report out on the survey, and then I would blend everything from the survey into everything we've had from the live conversations, and then add it to the summary document that exists that has our call to actions and everything, which will then inform everything fully. So I'm just going to read this simple thing. It's quick. You spoke, we're listening. This past month, 54 neighbors shared their voices to help shape the future of Putnam Valley Library. Feedback affirms something powerful. A library matters, and together we're building something even stronger. What we heard is that 91% of respondents say the library is important to the future success of our community. 74% rate our services and programs and value highly at 4 or 5 out of 5. Nearly 70% visit monthly or more, and many want even more opportunity to gather, learn, and connect. What you value most is a welcoming place to gather and connect, strong support for students and lifelong learning, programs that build community and shared experiences, celebrating local culture, talent, and heritage. Your priorities for the future are more community events and interactive programs, expanded educational and after-school support, greater services for seniors and residents with disabilities, continued investment in flexible multi-use community spaces. What happens next? This feedback will now be linked to the input from our in-person community conversations from the fall, will directly shape our strategic planning, programming choices, and future investments. From reimagining spaces to expanding partnerships and launching new initiatives, we are dedicated to making the library an even stronger hub for creativity, connection, and community. Thank you for helping us write the next chapter together. And then the detail of each of the questions are here too. And we'll blend this all together with the live stuff, and then the long range planning committee, I guess, will reconvene, and then we'll have the full report that is then available to the board and then to the community, and then kind of guide our 5-year, 10-year plan if we have money to do anything.
Everyone should know that he's really done a huge amount of work in this, and put most if not all of this data together. And thank you very, very much.
It's fun. It's been fun. How many times do you say that, Terry? I can't. How many times have you said plus that at least? Quit. Quit.
She did finally say it.
Yes, she did.
She did.
Okay. Then the next thing, conversations or evaluations. We had our just an update. We had our evaluation director. That was what our executive session was before our meeting, and we have our takeaways from that. Community room reopening, events and programming. We talked a little bit about that. Friends talked about it. I think I'm gonna put it. I think we should, while we should be engaged in kind of the fundraising aspect of using that room, I think the lion's share of that work and making compelling program goes back to staff. Staff now figure out a way to utilize the room to the best and make it as engaging as possible, getting as many different types of groups into the building that, might not want to come before. And then now we need to think of it, I think, as a kind of a catering and party space for the public.
Yeah, like if who's gonna be like, if somebody calls and says they want to have an event there, like, whatever.
We have a whole policy.
Do we have like something pre-printed, like this is the space, this is how many people you can have, this is what it costs? We
Yep.
have like a pre-printed thing you can give
Yeah.
out. Okay,
Right, but
so
we
that
have to
makes
People-
sense.
We have to decide if we want to revise anything now that we've, yeah.
Maybe make
And
it
we should look
official.
at that, if we can look at that for the next meeting and see if we want to implement any changes. Because some of the insurance stuff might not be enough, or the security deposits may not be enough. It's like a brand new car, you don't want to scratch anything.
Yeah.
That first scratch is horrible.
I think that, I see on the different moms Facebook groups that people really routinely look for a venue that we could probably meet their needs on.
Yeah, especially with the kitchen.
Yes, with the kitchen, and maybe you know what, we'll talk later, and because I can answer those people often.
I
when
answer
they're
them,
asking.
I answer them
Yes,
too
you
all the
do.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different price ranges for different types of.
Yeah.
We do.
And
Nonprofits.
Nonprofits get a different rate than say. Okay.
Party.
Somebody wants to
Nonprofits
have
are-
a baby shower, what's the price right now?
Right.
I'm just curious.
50.
$50?
I think it was $150.
150,
But this
Or
way,
I-
150 security deposit, so we definitely need to raise.
Yeah, this all needs to be raised, and I think it's something that has to be I mean, we can discuss in general here, but I think this is something that
Well, it's just a matter of it's in the policy and
the amounts are not in the
Yeah.
policy.
they are.
Are they? They are?
Well, we don't charge
Helps.
profits to use the room.
Like Girl Scouts, you mean?
Right, so Girl Scouts or United Way, that's,
It does.
it's a service that we,
And to be very clear, if AA was to want it, they fall into,
they're 501c4,
charge.
right? Yeah.
because it's under 2 hours.
Yeah, so is that a 4-hour thing? Do we have a 2-hour price, 4-hour price, that kind of thing?
It was 154 hours or plus different if with outside of business hours or outside when we're closed. So that and I just reread that whole thing again today.
It's always posted.
It's all in it.
It's
Yeah.
policy.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Let's revisit it when we have the paper in front of us.
Yeah, and there's two reasons.
And I think
One thing you're right about. Also,
yeah,
prices have gone up. Prices have gone up.
and you're right about checking on the insurance requirements,
Mm-hmm.
because that all, likely has gotten more stringent.
And still anybody could have a meeting, right? For a 2-hour price for like an organization, any organization can have a meeting.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
Well, within
revisit it
reason,
when
I mean.
Yeah,
But it's very clear in the policy is that it's open to pretty much anybody.
The other issue for us too is parking. Our parking's because of the holes. And
Well, we
fees.
can
It's not
encourage-
as extensive as people might think. That's all there to what, 100 cars, not even 100 cars.
I don't think we can fit 100
50
cars.
cars and be tops maybe.
You have to count the parking spots actually,
Yeah.
but sometimes people make their own way too, which isn't always good because then it gets tight. But
You pull this in and some people pull in all along the guardrail. And
Right.
it's not great if someone backs into them.
And if we have overflow, we can always use Blue Building's parking lot.
oh, we can.
Who's parking lot?
And Blue Building,
Yeah.
there's nobody there.
Sure, we can.
Okay. But,
You can just walk. It's just a block.
Yes, it's a very close walk.
And if people know that they should really drive together, that carpool.
Carpool.
I mean, there's the
That
whole
was
thing, like if you're
fine.
gonna have any event that's outside and in the parking lot, we would need to utilize parking outside, but this is super micro.
yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Moving on.
It'll be hashed out in a different venue. So,
Okay, you were on.
so the other thing I was thinking, I think ways this gets into the fundraising piece and the engagement with local businesses is utilizing now this room, which is now ready for prime time in its current state, as well as that for smaller events, because everything in there is going to look really sparsely attended if it's only 10 or 15
Yeah,
people.
right.
This might be a better room for that. I mean, it's now with all the stuff, it's huge, especially with now you can see all the way out. That there might be need for using this, but something I was thinking about, like just various programs. Financial literacy was a big one. So, estate planning is a big thing. These are all things that we should be facilitating. Funeral planning, and we could gather a bunch of different funeral directors to talk about end of life planning and all that stuff.
Medicare.
All these things. Just a matter of
Safety.
so all these things are things that kind of fall outside of what staff typically had been offering as programming, but should kind of be, in my thing, very much engaging to different parts of the community that aren't looking for what we've done before.
Or businesses wanting to have a Medicare,
Yeah.
conversation. Like they'll pay for this, whatever, they'll pay.
Which would be also
We're
why,
not paying them to come and talk about Medicare.
right? So we have programs that are library programs that are kind of just educational. Some might use the room if they want to use the room to sell. Like if the insurance broker wants to come and sell insurance, they'd have to pay for the room.
Right.
But where's my train of thought going there?
Size.
What I heard you saying was that was a request for staff to do more programming in these different areas that are atypical
Right, they've not been things that we typically see in most recent.
So I guess we're gonna need to think of how we might help. Is there anything we can do to help you, them, in order to make it happen?
Right.
I think financial literacy is a really pressing.
That was just on the news yesterday. Did you see that on like 1010 Wins or whatever? They said financial, like there was a survey in New York State and parents wanted to learn about financial literacy
Yeah.
and teach their kids.
Well, now
like,
it's gonna be a requirement in school districts to have a financial literacy component, yeah. They haven't developed all the pieces of it yet as far as the requirements, but it's going to be required in graduation to have. Which is great, but parents need it, and the sad part of the reality is when you do the data on what the average household has saved for retirement, it's like $20,000, and it's a sad state of affairs.
Should we move on?
Yes. So
Scholarship?
Yeah, scholarship and award fund. So we talked about this at one point. And I was reminded of it when I went to the school board meeting this past week. That at one point we talked about establishing,
We had one.
yeah, right, reestablishing a library scholarship / award. And I thought that it might be a good time if we had the opportunity to do that. Essentially, it would be board funded by our donations, and we can always at some point ask for donations from the general public, but this seems like kind of a board function. I was thinking, this is my thinking, two $500 awards. One would be for creativity, because getting into our three things: creativity, connection, and community. The other one would be community connection and leadership, and two $500 scholarships or awards that we could work out the details with the guidance department at the school. I just wanted to see if there was still energy to kind of want to jump into that, and that way then we would be at the award ceremony. We present our awards, so lets another audience know about the library and how the library is giving back and investing in the next generation. So I think, for the board collectively to raise $1,000, we could do that. But I'll leave that up to the rest of the board for any more discussion on if we think it's a good idea or if something you don't want to do right now.
I'd be happy to contribute to
Yes,
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Creating a criteria for a person to apply for it would be the bigger part of the job, I think.
Yeah, we used
Yeah,
to
so
do
we-
it with a couple of essays. There was a topic or something.
Would they
and
have to have a
it was,
library card?
I see.
I would say, yeah. Not that I'm voting, but I would say that's important.
Thank you, Jen. Yes. We'll revisit the criteria that we had and we can
I don't
update it.
remember. I don't know if we have it written down anywhere.
Talked about community, though, the student was still write an essay, but explain like an Eagle Scout community service you've done, or
So I have drafts of those already, of both the criteria for those. I haven't heard from the school yet because they're now on
Recess.
vacation this week.
Somebody responded to your email. I saw one reply a couple hours ago.
about
That's a
scholarship.
volunteer.
No, it was about scholarships. You have me included on the email.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I saw out of offices. I didn't see anything.
No, you got one quick
Oh,
email
okay.
so far. Yeah.
Good to know.
So, but is that the sort of thing where we could rely on the school to nominate people?
Right. So they typically, in addition to us, we could advertise. It's a good thing for us to
Yeah.
advertise on our Facebook accounts and our website to apply for it, but they also can and they would apply to it through the school. And then the school can also, they know their students a lot. They can funnel the right kids to the right opportunities. So yeah,
But the ultimate decision would be up to you guys, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
we'd work with them and they give us kind of finalists and we could pick from them. I mean, that's kind of how I envision.
They wouldn't give us all the applications? What do you mean they give us finalists?
Applications.
Wouldn't they give us all?
I mean, if we can decide how we want to do it, they.
I have to tell you, there were usually one or two people applied.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to have a
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
That's
Right.
all?
It was
It's-
Unless you have
As
like,
as much as it sounds like a big number, $500 is very
one
tempting.
No.
vote.
one
facing
textbook.
up $40,000.
But I do have to say, having just had two kids go through, that the textbook is almost non-existent.
Right.
They're not spending hundreds and hundreds. I mean, unless they're going to engineering and all that stuff with those big old. But I mean, one was in communications, one in exercise science. And it's like they have to subscribe to a tool. But the idea of every semester having to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on books, that's not a thing, at least for those.
It's just the obnoxious mothers who make their kids apply for all the scholarships, because you know what?
Yeah.
You get up there and you get your $500 or
Right.
your $1,000
And they think, and it's just more recognition for them and for us as being partners
Most
in their
people
journey.
don't know about these things,
Yeah.
honestly.
I do know that the guidance counselors push all those things through.
Put on their, when they make up their first resumes.
Yeah.
It's their,
Working to
for
the
college applications. that they
So do we
have.
think two at 500 is a good number?
Yeah, very nice.
Okay. All right. If it's sorry.
Jody's in charge of moving on. Yes. Thank you.
So I'll circulate the draft of the criteria that I came up with, and then work with the school district and working on the timeline, make sure we're not missing time. Like I said, they're in the thick of it right now.
So if anyone has comments, it's gonna be going around.
Right. And we can figure out how we'll collect money. Actually, it should be a check coming from the Putnam Valley Library, so
Yeah.
essentially we just donated to the library
Yeah.
in one door. I'll get that work.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we can't use ChatGPT to write the.
Also, you take that and you put it into ChatGPT and say how much of ChatGPT was used.
Right,
for.
which percentage?
It tells you, yeah.
Oh, really?
It tells you how much was artificially, possibly artificially created.
Such modern times.
They have to handwrite it. No, I'm just joking.
Something else on board discussion, which I forgot to put on here.
More discussion?
Yeah, something else. In 2027, which is this coming budget year, the library will be 90 years old from when it got its charter.
Aww.
So we should be thinking about celebrations tied to our 90th. And then in 2029, it will be 100 years since it started in the kitchen. So we have some time.
Well, that's
In bringing up the topic, so people, not that we're going to plan anything now, but I bring up the topic to put in people's heads that this is something we might want to consider celebrating, having a reason to celebrate.
Okay.
Everybody else sounds like she's done.
To drive a long way home tonight, and she's got a lot going on. And
Think about it.
let's.
All right, so now I need to get some resolutions to change the agenda, okay? I would like a resolution to add a resolution of transferring $36,000 from capital reserve to general fund,
36,000.
36,224
Oh, 36224.
Yes.
from capital reserve fund 3520 to the general fund 1010. So can I add a resolution to add that to the agenda?
Resolution to add all those numbers.
Right.
To the
And.
All in favor? Aye.
You can do the next one.
Second, I need a resolution to add to new business, a resolution to approve, whoops, sorry. Where'd you go?
That the,
Oh,
6.5.
A resolution to authorize the director to pay
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite Construction $61,620.
$24. 61,224.
224. I get a resolution, somebody add that to.
Okay, so I was just trying to take turns. We're not getting.
Can I get a second? All in favor? Aye. And
I'm voting.
then a third, I need somebody to add to the agenda, sorry,
Agenda or the,
add to the agenda. Just
Okay.
these other two resolutions to add to the agenda, then we're gonna have to do the resolution. So
resolutions,
You
okay.
have to make a motion, I make a motion.
can
Oh,
I tell you what the motion is? Yes.
Okay.
Can we get a resolution to add to the agenda the library budget and tax levy proposal?
So results. I second it, let me say it.
Okay.
Library budget and tax.
Levy resolution.
I think,
And I'll read that resolution in detail
Okay.
when we get to that resolution.
okay.
But it was all the numbers you talked about. I know, I wasn't expecting to do all these three things today.
3 meetings.
It's only 7:30.
Plus, did you guys all be smacked?
You know, all right. So all three are now added. That's on here.
Yes, but not- Oh.
It's
okay.
on the tax levy.
Yeah.
Just checking.
All right.
You're on top.
He's on top.
All right.
All right.
Oof. Remind me we've got those three to do. Okay, those are the last three. Now, moving into action. Can I get a resolution to accept the treasurer's report, warrants, financial transactions, reconciliation detail?
I so move.
I'll second it.
Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Fantastic. B, can I get a resolution to accept the director's report and include it in the official meeting minutes?
I don't know.
I move, whatever.
I don't know. Oh, no.
Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. C, can I get a resolution to approve work change orders dated January 26th and February 12th as part of the continued community room construction?
I so move.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. D, can I get a resolution to accept the summary and detailed documentation of the 2025 directors and trustees self-evaluation?
I so move.
I second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now we gotta get this right.
Okay. I'm ready to type here.
To start with. Okay. And get the resolution to authorize a transfer of $36,224 from the Capital Reserve Fund 3520 to the General Fund 1010. Anybody?
Me.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a resolution to authorize the director to pay Aphrodite Construction $61,224?
I so move.
62,000.
61,224.
And who was that? Gavin.
Gabrielle,
Okay,
who's got a second?
okay.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Now here's a fun one. Can I get a resolution to adopt the 2026-2027 library budget tax levy? Whereas pursuant to New York State Education Law, Section 259, the Board of Trustees must prepare and submit,
You will send that to me.
yes, an annual budget to the qualified voters of Putnam Valley Central School District. And whereas proposed 2026-2027 library budget totals $624,466 in projected expenditures, and whereas the proposed tax levy necessary to propose said budget is $514,500, representing an increase from the prior year levy of $483,000. And whereas the proposed tax levy exceeds the calculated tax levy limit pursuant to General Municipal Law, Section 3C. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees the Putnam Valley Free Library hereby approves the proposed 2027 library budget in the amount of $624,466 and authorizes submission of tax levy of $514,500 to the qualified voters pursuant to Education Law, Section 259.
Got my vote. I so resolve.
I'll second.
Questions or comments?
You wanna read it again?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It would have been easier if I didn't have to do the handwriting and
Yeah.
back referencing. Great. So what we just did is we approved our tax, we approved our levy, and we approved the season tax that just for the assembly. I have here the petitions for this. Got the wrong number, so I need to fix that number, and then we'll reset.
Just send me a copy. I can print it myself at home.
When is it due?
We should, well, if we have it by next meeting complete, that would be more than enough
How
time. to
many
give
do
it
we
to- they at one point said 25, and then they said 50, so I would aim for 50.
So each person
So
should
you
get
do a
No, there's only 8 on a page,
So each person get a page.
at least a page, get whatever you can. Now, keeping in mind on these documents, when you do get them, you need to witness who this person is, and do not fill out the bottom until the form is done, and then you have to fill out the bottom. Read the bottom, please.
We can, some not our own, but we can sign
You can sign others.
for just one.
One other, right?
Oh, I was gonna sign them all. And you cannot knock on somebody's door and they say, oh, my husband's in the bedroom, I'll take it back to him. You have to see the person sign it. You go in the bathroom with.
Add a little extra fun.
If we want to, I can probably have these reprinted out before we leave. I would need to make an edit, and then we can print more here. That way you actually leave with them, because they're a legal document, but I turn them into a letter document because nobody wants to do with a letter form.
Now, did you give us a drop line for address? Or is it just a single line per?
It's 2 lines.
Okay,
It's 2 lines. It's printed name and signature and street address.
okay. And remember, everything is Putnam Valley, including Lake Peekskill. They don't have to write in Lake Peekskill.
They can, but they can.
But it's a waste of ink and space.
I mean, if they want to, they can. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's already pre-filled as Putnam Valley.
Right,
Just-
right, right,
So
right.
explain to them it's actually Putnam Valley. You don't have to write
Lake
it.
Peekskill is in Putnam.
No,
Is it?
Do you?
It's on, Putnam County.
What?
It's all of Lake Peekskill in Putnam County. They're so close to the.
Oh,
There's
I think
people
Garrison
who are,
is-
there's people who are Portland Manor who are
Let's move
Putnam
on.
Valley.
Talk about this after.
All right,
So.
we can print them at home.
If you need a copy, just say so. If you have a printer, then we'll just email.
If you're going to an event like in the next, whatever, so we really need them done by next March 16th?
It'd be best if we had them, because we need to then make sure they're all valid and give it to the school. There should have enough time. Because they had to validate them as well.
Just send us a PDF.
I will send a PDF, that way it's the right size.
That's easier.
That way you just print it. That's the wrong agenda.
there's such.
I know.
Gabby would be so good.
My husband calls me wood girl because I'm obsessed with like firewood and stuff, so.
Calls you wood
Well, I
girl.
don't really hate discussion of trees, but you know.
So I got old business, review, revisit, updates, just, the only thing I have here is website. You don't want to lose track of that, so I just have it on here. So the website is the new trees. Website is the new trees.
Great.
Knowing that it may or may not see something new that happened soon or not. Public comment on any items? Nobody here.
Does anybody
There.
No?
Board member comment on any items or any future board meeting topics we want to add to an agenda that we know about already. Not seeing any. Can I get a resolution for an adjournment? Our next meeting is March 16th, 2026 at 7 p.m.
On the page,
A second?
All in favor? Aye. Excellent. Thank
And
you.
it's 7 p.m., not 6.
7.
Are you shutting us off?
I will be shutting it off in 1 second.
But we're
Okay.
having our executive committee meeting at 6.
Yes.
Okay.